All right, welcome to another video. First of all, I would like to apologize because I haven't uploaded videos so recently, and yeah, I just wanted to share with you this time an interesting trick that I learned a few years ago in order to pass data from one table to another one, and yeah, I have created this Excel file very quickly in order to have data in table number 1, in Spanish tabla uno, and the task is to pass data from table number 1 to table number 2. I have the IDs in different order from table number 1. As you can see, you just have 1 to 6, and here you have them uh, in descending order. Um, in this case, it's really quickly to simply order data like this, and you can copy paste the data from here to that. But I just did it for the sake of showing how this trick works, how this formula works. Um, and the basis of this is something called index. What is index? Let me quickly share with you this index function. Um, index function. This index function returns a value of the reference to a value from within a table or range. Basically, it receives a table, which is going to be my table number 1. Then it's going to receive the row number, the position of the date, the row number in table number 2. And then this is going to receive a column number. This column number is quite important because it's going to perform this kind of VLOOKUP dynamically. What do I mean with dynamically? Let me show you. I will do this basically with a common VLOOKUP formula, in Spanish, buscar B. So in this case, I will use this buscar B. I won't stop. I won't stop in the explanation of this VLOOKUP formula. I will just get this ID. Then I'm gonna search for the ID here, and then let me check. It's column number 5. Okay. So in this case, column number 5. I will anchor this I will anchor this data, and then I will pass number 6, I think. Yeah. Oh, let me check. 7. It should be 7. Okay. So in this case, number 6, column 5 gets 10. And yes, there's a 10 here. Then, how about if I want to get the rest of values, 11, 12, 13, and 14? What do I do? If you just copy and paste this, you will get the following. It doesn't work. It's just keeping the same value. So what do I have to do? In this case, you can do the following, like it's keeping the same. You just have in this case, I have anchored just the cell with the ID throughout all the different cells. If you can see up here, the F2 value, the ID is applied for every single cell here. So this is fine. But the column, it's not working here. I try to apply something different, but yeah, it does not working. So what do I have to do is to change this here. Oh, no, it's not working. Okay, you got the point. This is not working. The common VLOOKUP is not working here. Maybe you guys know a trick in order for a VLOOKUP to work like that dynamically, just copy pasting the values and copying the formula applied here and getting values from table number 1 to table number 2. If so, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, let me share my suggestion here. Okay, so first of all, I told you you have to apply this index. And before applying the index, I like to work instead of using these anchor values, which are not like really, for instance, I don't really like these kind of things like these dollar signs and these kind of things, because sometimes the formula gets really big. So I like to work with named ranges. What's that? Named ranges is something like this. You select, first of all, I want to select my table because this is the the source data, okay? And so once I selected the whole data that I want to use as a table, and right here, you can see here it says cuadro de nombres, so names chart. So I will go ahead and rename this like my table. Okay, so now where are my IDs? My IDs are here, so I will call them this range as well, like my IDs. Okay, if you click here in the drop down menu, if you choose my IDs, the range of IDs is going to be selected. If you click on my table, the range of the whole data table is going to be selected. So now, once I have my ranges, I can work like that. I will start applying this formula. I will use this index, in Spanish index, and you can see the three parameters that we were asked to apply, okay? So first of all, it's gonna apply it's gonna need a matrix or a table, okay? Where's my table? I will use my table, okay? That's it. Okay, the second thing is that this is gonna receive is something called a row number. What is the row number of my target value? In this case, ID 6, okay? Where's the ID number 6? This should give me the number 6 position here, okay? So I don't want to have the 10 value. I want to have the row number, which is gonna be 6 or 7, sorry, 7 within this table. I'm saying 7 because number 1 is the header, okay? Apologies. So how do I get the row number? There's an option called match, in Spanish coincidir, but this is and this match function, if you check here match, it says it's an Excel function used to locate the position of a lookup value in a row, column, or table. So within table number 1, the ID is going to be searched, and once the value is searched, this is going to return the position, not the value, because this is like VLOOKUP, which is going to return the value of something within a matrix or a table. No, this is going to return the position within the matrix. So I will, and it's pretty much the same like a VLOOKUP. So it asks you for a search value. In this case, is 1. I will use this anchor having the dollar sign on the left side of the cell, which is gonna anchor the value search here in this, regardless if I move to the right or to the left. This is gonna be based on the same ID. So That's why I'm using this anchor on the left side, sorry, of the cell. Now, where I want to find this value. Yes, I have to search it within the table, but more specifically in the range that I used. In this case, I called my IDs, the range of IDs that I used. And then, quite similar to a VLOOKUP, it asks me for the kind of search. If it should be minor than, exact number, or bigger than. So in this case, I'm going to use exact match. And then once I have the row number, the last thing that I'm asked to provide is the number of column. How do I provide this column number in order for this search to be dynamically applied? Okay, I will use the following. There's a formula in Excel that's called columns, which is going to return the number of column or the column number of reference. In this case, this is going to be giving me, if I, for example, set my cursor here in this B, this is going to return the number of column 2, okay? Because this is the second column. So that's how it works. I will pass the letter. In this case, where do we have this call 5 in table number 1 or call 5? Let's check. We have call 5. Okay, this is not working. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, column 7. Okay, so column 7 and I'm sorry, column 7 and it's column G. So I will use this G1. Why G1? Actually, the number that you put here, it's gonna be dynamically applied here, and this is gonna basically the most important thing here is the number of column, the column letter. So in this case, I am passing the letter G, and for ID6, and if you can see here, ID6, and letter G is giving me the 10. But let's check. Let's see the nice of this. If you just copy and paste this, you can see I didn't have to change the column or the parameters within the formula, such as I did before with the VLOOKUP. I simply just copy pasted the values, copy paste the values. So this is nice. And let's see, if you just click, if you just double click like this, you can see here that the values of the right have been dynamically applied. I didn't have to bother changing the column or the parameters of the formula in order for this to work. Let's imagine that you have like 100 columns, and if you keep using VLOOKUP or these kind of things, changing parameters on every single row or every single cell, sorry, this is gonna be like really troublesome or tiresome even. So that's why I like this formula. It saves me a lot of time, and it makes my life really easier. Okay. And for example, in this case, ID number 1 from column 5 to column 9, you have values from 5 to 9. Let's check here. Now, ID number 1, and yes, you have values from 5 to 9 in columns within columns 5 to 9. So just have the same. So this is working like a charm. But you may say, how about the values within in the left? Okay, let's do the following. I will just simply copy, paste the value, and you can see here that my first column is name. Okay, where is the name what is the column of name within this table? Is column B, column B. Okay, so I will go ahead and apply this column B. Okay. And once again, if you just simply copy and paste these values, and if you applied all the values within all the ranges or the selected cells in order in which you want to apply this formula, you can see here that the name is passed as F, and column 1 to column 4 is receiving numbers between 6 and 9. Let's check. Yeah, it's giving me the name F, and this is giving me 6 and 9, values between 6 and 9. So it's working. And you may say, why you have to change this value? Because again, guys, this is working based on the column that you are passing. Given that I have the ID in the middle and not in the left, like in this table number 1, I just simply have to make the reference here from my starting point, so to speak. In this case, my starting point was gonna be B, letter B. And in this case, my starting point was gonna be letter G, because if you can see here, it's letter G. Okay, so these are just the only two things that you change in this formula. You don't change anything else. You simply copy and paste the formula within all the cells. And yeah, you can save a lot of time with this formula. Again, this is a really small example, but if in case that you happen to have a table like with 100 rows or something like this formula is gonna save you a lot of time. Please let me know, guys, if you have another suggestion in order to overcome these kind of things, when it comes to having to pass values from one table to another one. Let me know if you can find an easier solution. I'm gonna be more than happy to take a look at it. And yeah, but that's my suggestion for you guys, my trick. I hope you like it, and please let me know if you happen to have any questions as well. You can let me know that in the comments. And thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.